Okay, so I've got this little scoreboard, chalkboard, like sandwich board thing from Target. It was in they don't call it the dollar spot anymore. I'm not sure what they actually call it now, but that little section right at the front of the store. So this was $5. It's wood, and it's got chalkboard panels on both sides. It was just kind of cute, and I thought, you know, it would be a fun project to do some sort of home decor piece with. So I'm gonna see if I can get all that little scoreboard stuff off this one side to see if, I'll see, look how cute it stands up. To see if I can get that off so that maybe I don't have to cover the entire back. And it doesn't look like it's gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure the front, or the chalkboard portion of the little board, and it comes in at just about 4 7/8 by 9 7/8 on both sides. So I'm gonna get out the Bewitching Hour paper from Country Craft Creations, and kind of go through and figure out what exactly I want to use on this project. So what I'm going to do, because I couldn't get the little scoreboard lines off of the chalkboard, I'm just going to go through here and pick out paper of some kind to mat on both sides of this. Let me look here. Maybe I don't want that one. I don't want to use that because that's the back side of the tags. Actually, that one's a good one. Let's use that one. Okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to trim this down. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and glue these two pieces that I cut to the chalkboard. And now I'm kind of torn because I like the pumpkins, but I like that plaid on the back. So I think we're going to do one side with the plaid and one side with the pumpkins. And I am just using just regular art glitter glue for this. And of course it's clogged because, of course it is. This is me we're talking about, so it's always clogged up. And you guys know this because all I do is fight with the glue. So, and it doesn't help either that I'm like at the tail end of this bottle and I have a brand new one that I don't want to get out just yet until it's totally gone. So, yeah, that's kind of part of my problem too. Okay, now we got some glue going. So I am going to just get glue all over the back of this. And I am going to set this down into the frame on top of the chalkboard. And then I'm just going to take my little wedge bone folder and just kind of go through and make sure this is good and burnished down all the way around. You could do this with the normal bone folder if you've got, sometimes I use that the little Cricut mat scraper to do this kind of thing. Any of those will work just to get that good and glued down. So on the other side, I'm going to use the plaid on this side so that each side of the little board will kind of have a little bit different look to it by the time we're finished. So again, just getting glue all over the back. And setting that piece down in there as well. And then again, going over that with that bone folder just to make sure it's good and glued down everywhere it needs to be glued down. Okay. So we've got pumpkins, we've got plaid. Let's set that to the side. And then I'm going to go through here and I'm going to find some images to fussy cut. We're going to use some of the tags, so on and so forth, which I've got a page of tags cut up already, so we'll use some of those. And let's get to fussy cutting. Okay, so I have fussy cut, I am letting my glue gun heat up, and I have tracked down some little metal Tim Holtz clips that I know I've got a ton of. Do you think I could find them? Of course not. It took me like 20 minutes. But so I've got my clips. Glue gun is heated up. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and glue these. I was going to back the leaves on black cardstock, and I decided I really didn't want to fussy cut them a second time and that really they would be fine. You know, this isn't something that's going to get handled a lot, so that they'll be fine just the way they are. So I'm going to glue those with the glue gun directly to the frame on this little sandwich board. I probably could have used art glitter, but I just thought this might, I knew for sure this would hold, whereas the art glitter, you know, it probably would, but I just thought this was going to be a little bit easier. So I'm just kind of getting the hot glue on the leaves that I think are going to touch the frame completely, just, you know, to kind of get those tacked down where I want them. And I've got this second one that we're going to kind of go up the side here a little bit. So I'm going to get glue on one of the leaves, and then I can come back and get that top one in just a second there. And of course, you know, glue strings everywhere because I have yet to master doing this. So I'm just going to kind of doing this with the glue gun without getting glue strings everywhere. I don't know how some people do it. So I've got my pumpkin. The pumpkin did get backed on black cardstock and cut back out. And it really didn't need to be. And then here I have got some of the Art Glitter Fantasy Fiber in English Ivy. This is available in the store at Country Craft Creations, and I'm just going to kind of just tack that down and have it stick to my nails, because of course it did. Just so that's going to kind of come up behind those pumpkins. You know, it's green in the package, but once you get it out and kind of on with this paper, it really kind of takes on an iridescent quality that's just really, really cool. So I'm trying to get the fiber off of my fingernails now where it glued to my nails, because of course it did. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and glue that pumpkin down in that lower left corner of the board. So I'm just getting glue on those two edges. And since it was in the corner of the paper, it gave you a perfect corner to go ahead and cut, and that would fit just beautifully down there. So I'm going to go ahead and on that same sheet that those pumpkins came from, there's that little header that says something about All Hallows Eve. I'm actually going to fussy cut that as well, and that's going to go up at the top of our board. And then we'll go ahead and glue our little clip on. So now I'm just taking and I'm cutting a little 4x6 photo mat, essentially, with the script that's in the middle of that sheet that has those pumpkins and everything on it. It has that pretty gold splatter on the back. You could use either side on this when you put this in here. I did actually put it with just the little gold splatter up. Okay, so on this back side, because we've already got those pumpkins there, I really didn't want to get too crazy on this side because we've already got the cute pumpkins there and I don't want to take away from that. So I've got the two little sentiment strips that I did cut earlier, and I'm going to glue those one top and one bottom. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to cut out some of the tags. But before I do that, I'm actually going to cut out that cute little cut apart at the top that says "Stop in for a spell," that has the little Sally and Tammy witches on it. And I'm going to put that on the other side with the clip, just to give it something else, because although it's intended to have a picture or something hanging there, Lord knows I'm not going to get around to finding one. So we'll put this on here instead so that while it's sitting out in my craft room through Halloween, it will still look cute. Once I get this cut out and clipped onto this side, we're going to flip it back around and we're going to cut out some tags. Okay, so I went ahead, I glued the 2 sentiment strips top and bottom, and I went ahead and cut out the tags. So now I'm just kind of deciding how I want these to go. I decided to just run them kind of up the one side of the board on this side, again just so I didn't take away from those really cute pumpkins, and since all of my tags that I cut out are pumpkins, it just, you know, to me made sense to do it that way. And then at the very top I have that little flag that says Halloween. So I'm just kind of getting these positioned about where I want them, and then I'm just going to take the glue gun and just very gently lift up and put that glue directly on the wood and press down the tag, and just go all the way up the side like that so that I don't have to, you know, really move them, or, you know, move them and then forget where I had them, and, you know, then try to have to, you know, figure that back out. Because some days that's easier than others, and some days I totally forget what it was I was doing. That one's going to go there and tuck just underneath the one below it. I'm going to grab that little Halloween flag, and I'm actually going directly on it with the glue rather than the other way around, so that I can kind of position it where I want it. Alright, so there we go. Now we just need to glue our little clip onto this side. So I'm just putting the glue directly on the back of the clip, kind of centering it up there at the top and pushing it down. And then I am going to go ahead and cut a little photo mat for this side as well. But first I'm going to add just a tiny bit of that fantasy fiber along the very bottom of this on this side, just to kind of tie the two together so that, you know, there's some consistency between the two sides. And again, it's going to stick to my nails because I haven't figured out a better way to do this yet. I know the fantasy fiber, you can like iron it and, you know, and it will fuse together, and then you can die cut it. I have not tried doing that yet. I will at some point, but not right now. Okay, so pick the fiber off of my fingernails again, and then we're going to go ahead and turn off the glue gun. And so this is pretty much done. All I need to do is just figure out a photo mat for this side, and then I've got this cute little goblins, ghosts, and ghouls tag left that I'm going to cut out, that I will clip on there along with my photo mat. And for my photo mat, I think I'm going to find, there's a paper in this collection that's got spiders and spider webs all over it, and I think that's what I'm going to use, just because it's a lighter color and it will kind of, you know, it won't get lost in the background with the trees and the pumpkins and everything. So I'm going to cut this one out really quick. And then cut that photo mat, and we'll be about done with this project. Okay. I'm trying to find that page that has the spiders on it, because on the back side it's got the little circles with the double bubble, toil and trouble, that there it is. So really you could use this one either way and it would be cute. Okay, let's move the scissors out from under the scoreboard. That would, or the trimmer, that would be incredibly helpful. So I'm going to just cut this to 4x6 again, just like I did with the other photo mat, which that one I cut off camera, but I'm pretty sure you guys can cut a 4x6 photo mat without my help. All right, so I'm just going to slide that underneath the clip there and tuck that one in right on top. And there we go. There is our project. We've got our little pumpkin side with our ghosts, and on the opposite side we've got the cute pumpkins and the little witches, and then it stands up just like so. Super, super cute. Hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, like and subscribe to get the notifications.